Here is exactly how our brain is tricking us. Every single time when we are pursuing something, when we are about to achieve, quote unquote, achieve any kind of a success or reach to a goal or whatever kind of an endeavor that we might be pursuing at the moment, we every single time are facing new opportunities. And so these new opportunities, whether you believe it or not, and without me trying to reinvent the wheel here, are all just shiny objects, which are the distractions, which are the things that we're supposed to have the strength to say no to. Because this is what happens. Every single time we start something, and all these new super interesting things are coming up. And so we have the tendency, because we are human beings, and our brain hasn't been created to make us happy or to make us successful in 21st century society, but has been created to help us survive. Look for problems, look for new things. And so this is exactly what is happening when we are seeing something new or when we are encountering something new. So for example, you are starting a business. And so with that business, you are, let's say, 1 or 2 months in. And something new happens, like you are seeing a new YouTube video or you are talking with a friend who's, making it and killing it in a different business. And so out of the sudden, because you do not know and understand the first principles of business, you think that the actual outcome for that person or from that other source that you've been receiving that information from was because he is doing something different. And so you just simply hop onto another opportunity. Instead of you realizing that you suck, and in that current opportunity you could become the best, if you'd be willing to stick with that, you just simply jump to another opportunity. And so the problem comes when we are jumping to another opportunity, then we are actually barefooted again. We are starting from scratch. And so every single time when we are starting from scratch, we have to go through all of the nitty-gritty of building up the fundamentals, of understanding the first principles of that business, of understanding the metrics of that business, of being able to figure out lead generation, sales for that business, to understand the customer avatar. Everything just changes. Everything just changes. It's like if you've been playing on the piano all of your life and you've been practicing for this concert in front of, let's say, 1,000 people, and out of the sudden, under a week, you'd be changing your instrument to guitar, let's say 1 week before your final concert, and now you have to play on the guitar under 1 week. It's like, does it make any sense? Of course not. You would suck with the guitar because you would need to practice again, like 5, 10 years, hell knows how much, in order for you to be able to get to that level, get to the same level with just as with the piano. And so this is what is happening. And this is what we must understand as everyone who's trying to achieve anything that is great, is that this is a trick. And this is called shiny object syndrome. And the roots, or would say the root cause for us to actually fall into this mental fallacy is that first, we don't understand the first principles of the actual field that we are about to attack or we would like to pursue. Secondly, we don't understand the phases of how any kind of a success is building up. So that is phase number 1, uninformed optimism. Phase number 2, uninformed pessimism. So this is basically the phase when we just simply know that this thing sucks and we do not really want to stick with that. So it's like you're in the gym for 3 months and you've been lifting all these weights, but you don't really see the results that you wanted to see. The third one is pretty much the valley of the despair, when you're like, you don't even see the results, you don't even have the mood for it. It's like the middle of a freaking marathon. It's like, I'm at mile 20, I'm just simply supposed to be quitting. I'm tired. Everything is just simply telling me to quit. Why the freaking care to bother? And after that, if you're able to go through that thing, and that is, by the way, the years of practice, the years in the gym, the years in the business, the years in everywhere where you're not seeing the results and so on and so forth, all of a sudden you're learning the skills and you're gaining every single thing that is required for you to be able to be successful. And from there on comes the informed optimism, because you know that, hey, This is what I have to do. In order for me to be able to close one deal, I have to make 1,000 cold calls, brother. These are my metrics. So now you're prepared. And after that, you are just simply reaching your goal, because now you're just realistic. So this is how this whole thing happens. And so basically the third one is us not understanding the actual power of compounding interest. Anything great in life came from compounding interest. Anything. Every single great endeavor that we've been blessed to encounter on this planet Earth have came through someone repeating that thing or doing that thing a trillion times in order for him or her to become exceptionally well at that thing, so therefore she or he could create something that is like super great. So just think about the Grand Canyon. Like, bro, like that huge thing have been created throughout millions and millions of years by water. By water. So like just simply think about that. So water only can do that thing. Okay. And so with that being said, every single time when we have this urge to, hey, I saw this new business opportunity, step back, take a deep breath, and think through that thing rationally. Okay, think through the actual thing that you've been doing. So, hey, I've been building this thing for a year or 2 years or 3 years. Now, if I'm switching up everything, would that be helping me? Or is it that I just simply suck and I couldn't, grow in my current thing because I just cannot find the new ways to grow? Is the thing. And so, with that being said, don't just jump on the new opportunities. This is what impulse control is all about. This is what monk mode is helping us, or this is what, for me, 1 meal a day is helping a lot. It's like impulse control. The life, like this is what the game is all about in the 21st century. You can become successful in anything because we have information about anything. You can become the best piano player. You can build AI businesses. You can become the best coder out there. But this is the price. You can only do that. And this is something that we just simply cannot understand. We have to focus, like shut out everything and just focus on that one thing. Because otherwise, you get distracted. Your power of focus will go away. This is why you have to shut down the noises and just focus. And just don't freak out when life is just passing you by, because that's the price. That's the price. But on the other end, when you're coming out, then you will become a person who you want to be. So the question is, are you willing to pay the price of becoming exceptional by actually sacrificing everything? Or you want to pay the price of living in regret of not trying to do that thing? Love.